2, 1. Good morning my name is Endo Miller, and today in the business talks, we're gonna talk about personality and business. If the personality can influence the business, some facility or some difficult to reach some goals and so on to manage. And I have people here that can discuss this topic with property. That's it. Márcio, can you introduce yourself, please?
Morning, everyone. My name is Márcio Nunes. I live from my city called Linhares, in the state of Espírito Santo. I am married. I live with my wife and my son. I have a little dog. I am 44 years old. I am a student administration. I am a student English here in my city. Today is very cloud, but a little hot. We live in this state, customs this temperature because always hot. That's it for me. And you, Juliana?
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. And my name is Juliana. I'm living in Belo Horizonte. And I'm a lawyer in data protection, and I'm a journalist. I like study English and the business English too.
Awesome, Ju. Thanks a lot. Business Talking Talk, who are you?
My name shall not be revealed.
So, Junior solved the problem. So if you can, stay here, you can do it. But
of course. I'm gonna have to
Awesome.
stop with you guys.
Yeah, because today I had to solve a lot of problems, but let's continue here. Guys, the first one, Junior, can you introduce yourself, please? I almost forgot this.
Okay. For now, I'm a name without a face because I need to get my camera in my backpack. But I've been talking with these people here for a while now. I know Márcio. Márcio's been on my immersion on Friday, Julian as well. Not on Friday, but on previous ones. But same thing as always. I'm 21. I'm an English teacher turned marketeer. Now working here on Talk and Talk for a long while now, like almost 3 years since I first started on Talk and Talk, and now working here officially for around 8 to 9 months. It's been great being on this journey with you guys in here. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Junior. You are the Talking Talk's son. First. So guys, let's start with the first one, and then we can, make this conversation flow and we can create other questions. But the first question is, how can a person's personality traits impact their success in the business world? But I would like to change this question to what's your opinion about the relation between personality and business? How the personality traits can not impact only their success, but also everything, in terms of business, in terms of career, and so on. Junior, can you start with this question?
Of course. I think it impacts a lot. Like, I am a person with I don't consider my personality very bad. I think depending on who you ask, they might disagree. But I think I'm a person with a pretty common, like, not very troublesome personality. But it impacts on the way you behave and on your habits as well. And these are all things that can impact directly into your career. So I'm a person with, like, for example, it's a trait of my personality to let things go easily and to not worry much. Ironically, I have a lot of anxiety, but and
Okay.
since I'm not a person that's very attached, that doesn't worry much, that lets things go easily, one of my habits is procrastinating. It's not continuing on stuff I have started. So this impacts directly on everything I do in my career, in my job. So I think it's deeply connected. There's no separating your career life from who you are, right?
Yeah, this is very nice way that you face the procrastinating, like it's your habit. Okay, very nice. Juliana, how about you?
I think the personally, in fact, in the business and the all things, and because the personality, it's a gathering the behavior, the things you use it to do, and I think it impacts this. If you're procrastinating, you can do your work in the in the I forgot the word, and the time you need to deliver things this, or maybe your personality, your work is too much. You just think about your work, you over the work, over the job, you're exhausted for this.
Okay. Very nice. Márcio, what's your point on it?
So, in my opinion, I believe another person impacted for me about your example, because nowadays we have several people, men in the internet. You can follow about your results. Several people have good results. They like to show in the internet about your business. I believe through the examples is the best way for help me my success in the business world. I believe in the follow the example, in my opinion. That's it.
Yeah, awesome. You all brought up very interesting points. That the first one is when Juno says that he lets the go.
I think he's disconnected. Your mic's off.
Go ahead, Rufino. Next question.
Yeah. All righty, let me take a look in here. All right. We've got question number 2, which is, what are some key personality traits that are commonly found in successful business leaders? What do you think, Marcio? What are personality traits on successful leaders?
In my opinion, I believe the result, because this is really interesting. But the personality, I like to see about talk the subject, because he show your I forgot the pronunciation, conhecimento about he talk. He can transmit your message for another people. I believe your A's about these subjects is very, very important. But really interesting is to show your result.
All right, very good. And what about you? Are you there, Juliana?
I think the traits personality more common. It's a leadership, the person, communication for all people, doing things for example, be example for the older people.
Interesting. We had a conversation once here on Talk and Talk about leaders. If leaders are born or if leaders are made. You know, if for a person to be a leader, they have to be born with the right personality, with the right skills, or if anybody can become a leader if they train, if they prepare themselves to be a leader. I don't remember if Juliana participated. Did you participate on this talk, Juliana? I think I remember you there.
No, I'm not.
No.
No.
But what do you think? Do you think leaders, they already are born with the right characteristics, personality, and skills, or can any person become a leader if they prepare themselves?
Any person can be prepared if the person want, and the olders both see the person like a leader.
Yeah, there's that.
Yes, because a leader, the people choice person like a leader.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's an interesting point. For a person to be a leader, they have to be recognized as a leader for other people, or not? Like, if Endo is the leader, do we have to recognize him as a leader for him to be a leader? Or if we don't recognize him as a leader, he's just a boss?
I think it always depends the situation, but yes, the leadership needs to the people recognize like a leader.
I feel like that too. I think for a person to be really a leader, they have to be followed, right? Like they have people, somebody has to say, no, I recognize this person as a leader and I'm gonna follow him or her, them. I think it makes sense. What do you think, Marcy? For a person to be a leader, they have to be recognized.
Yes, I think nowadays it's very, very important to follow a good leader because the leader like to share your knowledge about several situations. I can learn more when I work one big leader because nowadays the boss complicated is the seed with several. I don't forgot this word. Pessoa severa. Nowadays is important the big leader. For example, in the sports we have big leaders in several channels.
That's true though. And Endo, can you hear us? Oh, I think he's disconnected again. Okay. Yeah, so yes, I think it's very important. You have to follow a leader, somebody who you feel it's good, that makes sense to you, to your team, to your task, to whatever you have to do. So yeah, I think it makes sense that for a person to be a leader, they have to be recognized. Like somebody has to say they're a leader, or it has to be implied. I don't think somebody just giving orders is a leader. That's just a boss. And as for the personality traits, I there are some personality traits that are common for people who are natural leaders, let's say, because there are people who are leaders very easily, comes to them very easily. So for these kind of people, I think they're very good communicators. I think they are usually people who you can relate to very easily. They're open people usually, and also organized. I think leaders are, for a person who is born as a leader, I think so. But I think everybody can become a leader if they, try and they prepare and they study for it. So I don't think there's a common trait like, oh, this is a trait of a leader. I've seen leaders that they're not very good communicators, but they can coordinate a team and inspire them very, very well, So I don't think there's like one specific trait for all leaders. There are some common for like common leaders, but I think there are all kinds of leaders. And then for question number 3, we've got here, how can a business owner or manager use their understanding of personality to build a more effective team? That's interesting. What do you think, Juliana? How can a business owner think, okay, so personalities are these and work like that. How can I use this to improve and make my team more effective?
I think the manager or business world needs to know the activities needs to do. For example, I worked training the I forgot the word. The estagiário, como que fala?
Oh, the interns.
Training turn in the TV. Some interns have a good communication, but a specific intern can solve the problems. Solving problems can talk in the telephone, have difficulty to talk in telephone, and I think he is very anxious. I think the activity to talk with other people in the pressure, he can't do just the more relaxed activities. In the pressure situation, he paralyzed. He's frozen.
And freezing is it's so difficult, right? Especially for a person that's trying to be in a leadership position like this. Have you ever frozen like this?
Yeah, it's frozen.
how do you deal with in this situation you mentioned, like when you have to do something, you froze, you're just like, how do you deal with this?
I think don't have things to do. They need to allocate to change the person for other sector, other area.
Yes. Yeah, but like when you freeze, how do you deal with this? Like,
I'm freeze. I'm freeze. Just freezing.
yeah, I think at the moment we freeze, like we don't know much what to do, we're just like speechless, né? Sem palavras, we're just like, and it doesn't go. I think the worst part is after, because after the situation is done, you keep thinking about it and you think about it and think about it. And I think this is the worst part. All righty. But that's something really interesting, because like there are a lot of people that you say, oh, this intern, this person I'm hiring, Juliana is very communicative. Juliana can talk very well. She writes text on LinkedIn. They're very good. She makes posts and everything. And then I put Juliana to work with communications, with maybe publicity in the company. But then, this is your skill, your ability. You write very well. But maybe your personality is not of a communicator person. And then I put you in to give a press conference. And then you just
For this, I think it's important to put the exactly personality in the specific area.
exactly. Very good. Perfect. And what do you think, Marcio? How do you think a person, a business owner or manager, can use personality to build a team more effective?
So, in my opinion, I believe your what I forgot this pronunciation, but bud é construir uma good team. The lead need to know how about several persons your team, because different thought, different ways for work. He need to know how about this person, because he can to work the best when to know this person. For example, I like to work a lot of people, but I like to know how about your like, your way, your family, because I can talk the best way in the people. This is more easy to work another people. In my opinion, I think he needs to know how your team about your thought, about your feeling for the construction, the big team. That's it.
Yeah, those things are important. So you are a person who likes to work with other people, get to know them very well, as you said, right?
Yes, I like it to work a lot of people, because I like to talk. I like to talk several subjects different, but I know the different people. You need to take more. I forgot, cuidado about the discourse, the different subjects. But in my case, I like to work several people.
Ah, that's really good. So you see, this is important when you're building a team, because maybe Marcio might not be a professional on the HR area, but Marcio could be a person that can be used inside the team to keep everybody together, to keep everybody in the loop, because he talks to everyone, he knows them, he knows their families, he has a close relationship with all the coworkers. So if I have to choose a person to maybe report to HR, to report to the management, or to, keep everybody in the same page, maybe I could choose Marcio, because I know he's a person who has a good time talking to everybody. I talk to people, but I chat. I'm not very good at productive talks, So maybe I wouldn't be a good person to fill this position. That's very important when you're trying to build, a team that's working very well together. It's nice. What about with clients? You like talking to your coworkers and everything, but if you have to talk with clients, sell this kind of things, can you do it?
Yes, I have a little experience because I work in the past with six salesmen. I talk during the day, several past different where I need to realize some business. This help me talk with several people in different places, different subjects. Nowadays, I work in the industrial, but there exist several people in our team where I need to trade several ways different because we need to realize activities different in where we get the success in our work.
All right, that's really good. That's really good. Okay, guys, I got really interested in question number 5, so I want to change the sequence. Okay. Because I think question number 5 is good for discussing. What are some common personality traits that may lead to conflicts in the workplace, and how can they be managed? So, Marcio, what do you think? What are some common personality traits that can lead to conflicts?
Complicated this question because the conflict can exist in different situations, but the personality, I believe, is the impatient, because nowadays several people are very impatient about several subjects different. I talk about soccer team, about religion, about another subjects. I have more take about talk the subject in another person, because nowadays are several people impatient. For example, the last year about the politician, the several conflicts, because the people like one person, the another like another people, another, I forgot the candidate. This is complicated. The discussion about one candidate is the best, another the best. Complicated. I think you have your opinion. You avoid the conflict another person, because nowadays several people are more impatient.
Yes, People are losing the ability of, actually, some people are losing, some people are gaining, you know, when we're talking about generations and all that kind of stuff. But people in general don't have much patience to like discuss some specific topics, you know, especially when we're talking politics and this kind of stuff, and it can be very difficult to manage in the workplace. I agree. What about you, Juliana? What do you think are some personality traits that can lead into conflict?
Yeah, I know the conflict it's not bad thing. The conflict it's a good thing for your fix the things need to fix it, and the fix needs to change. But I think the common personality trait leads to conflicts. The people talk too much. People outrageous with others, and but I think sometimes people with the traits is personality, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, is conflict necessarily bad? Much, because there are many times that conflict is what brings improvement, right? So yeah. But being honest, I'm a person, I run from conflict. I hate conflict. Like really, 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 really hate conflict. What about you?
I'm the peace. About Juliana. Juliana is a lawyer. A lawyer deal with severe conflicts.
Yeah, but I'm a peace too. But the point is, I'm like Rufino. I hate conflict. But this situation, hate conflicts, give me conflict, internal conflict, because I need to talk for psychology, because always in my life, I always try to fix the things for the people. The people make mistakes, and I'm trying to fix the things for a vote for against the conflict. But this situation, it's not good for me, because I'm always stressful, and it's not good. And now I see the things the older hands. There's a situation needs to fix it. You do this. I'm not do this. You need to fix this.
Yes, that's kind of difficult. That's something that I've always been aware of, but I've never actually got to the conclusion. There's no avoiding conflict. You're either going to be in conflict with another person or with yourself, right? Always, like, there's no way to completely avoid conflict. That's a huge realization right there. Now I'm thinking about my life and my past things, and yeah. Oh my God. One thing that causes conflict about personality in the workplace is people who say, oh, I have a terrible personality. I have a difficult personality. People use their personality to do, and I'm sorry for the word, but people use their personality to do a lot of shit. and they just blame it on the personality. You know, I get very angry. I scream at Juliana and Marcio today, and then tomorrow, oh guys, I'm so sorry, but you know, I have such a difficult personality. That's no excuse, you know. So what is to have a difficult personality, you know? There's just that, you know, oh, my personality is difficult. Why? Are you impatient? Are you angry? Are you like, what is the word? Undecisive? Are you conflictuous? What is to have a difficult, a hard personality? And why is it an excuse for you to be rude at people, to do bad things? That I don't think that works as an excuse. So I think this excuse of the hard personality is one of the things that causes the most conflict in the workplace, because people are just like, oh, I'm like this, I can scream at everybody, I can be angry, that's my personality. No. Have you ever had to deal, Marcia, with a person who has a difficult personality?
Yes, because the personality is individual, the person. I said another question, you need to know how about this characteristic of this person. In my case, for example, I'm married during 20 years. I know how about my wife. I know about your personality. The personality is different of me. I have my son, 14 years. Nowadays, reconstruction, your personality. I see the different way about me. I respect different way. I looking for the best way for I living in the. I forgot harmonia, but it's complicated. In my family, for example, one brother, my old brother, this is the person complicated because it's totally impatient about several subjects. He the person the hard person about your talk, because you need to think about your talk, because the impatient person.
Yeah,
So,
you gotta think, okay, what do I say here? Because this person is a bomb. If I say the wrong word, just a boom. You know, it's like
yes, it's complicated because I don't discuss. I don't have situation. I like the talk about several subjects, but the way your person have the freedom you talk, but any person you need to know the best for talking about different subjects.
exactly. And what about you, Juliana? Have you ever had to deal with a difficult personality?
I'm sorry. I understand the difficult, the personal, but what relationship the
Yeah, like, have you ever had conflict with a person with a difficult personality?
yes, in my last work, the Ross a guy, difficult personality, and I mean, this is I am. He always said, but all people have a problem with guy, and I think if people difficult person, needs to understand, to reflect, needs to change. The world can tolerate these behaviors. Yeah. Need to change. Need to change because in the business, in the business world, no tolerate too much time.
Yes, I think that's it. What you guys said, like, it's difficult because we have to hold ourselves near this kind of people, where they have the difficult, the hard personalities and everything. You gotta think about what you should say near them. You gotta avoid conflict at all costs, and it's a big problem on the daily operations, on the way the workplace flows and the work environment. So yes, so if we're talking about the corporate world, the business world doesn't tolerate it. If we think about it, it can sound bad because, oh, so the companies won't tolerate you having a different personality. No, I think most of the times it's not true. It's very difficult for a person to say, Juliana, I think I don't like your personality, so you're fired. Or Marcia, I don't like your personality, you're fired. It's very difficult. It's usually a sequence of actions, of events, right? So Marcia has a very difficult personality, and he's unable to let this personality aside to do his job. So he's constantly angry, he's constantly starting fights, he never works with the team, he never listens to his leaders and to the people around him. And after a series of problems with that, he's fired. So that's the thing. I think some people use this personality, this hard personality, as an excuse to do whatever they like, as if this is allows them to be bad people or to do bad things. And over time, they are gonna suffer the consequences of it,
Yeah,
So
I agree with you.
awesome. Okay, we've got time for one more question here, and we skipped number 4, but number 6 I think is more interesting. Can we go for number 6? Okay, so Juliana, do you think that how can introverted individuals succeed in a business world that often values extroverted traits?
I think introverted individuals can be success because more introvert people are observer and can. I'm introvert, and I can see things the older people don't see. I can listen things the people don't pay attention. I think when you have these skills, you can change. Things needs to change. You can have different ideas because you deep in the topics, you deep in the important things. For the hands, extrovert people don't see the things the things happen the things happen the things happen, but the extrovert people don't pay attention, for example, and in the meeting. I think this. You're muted.
I was. All righty. And what do you think, Marcio? How can introverted individuals succeed in a business world that usually values extroverted traits?
So, in my opinion, this individual need study more, because your characteristic, the people to be introverted, I think is difficult the people to change a lot, but the person need study more, because the business would need the intelligent person about several different business in any moment. The person need to improve more your characteristic about the extroverted, because it's more easy to you work when the person is extroverted, because it's more easy to work the people. The another person introverted is the person talk a little, the person reservate in your place. I need he need to work more your characteristics.
Yeah, so here we have two different points of views, because the business world values a lot the extroverted thinking, the connections, the networking, the talking to people, the connection with clients, and this ability of going there, talking and interacting and convincing and selling. So yeah, usually the business world focus a lot more on the extroverted traits. But when you think about like extroverted, which is it goes outside, and introverted, which comes from the inside, you have a balance. We need introverted thinking. We need introverted people, because they are usually either into themselves, thinking to themselves, and having ideas that other people don't, because they're very busy interacting and talking to others and listening to others, and also the observation, because a lot of introverts, they tend to pay a lot more, as Juliana said, they tend to pay a lot more attention to their surroundings, and they process things a lot before speaking, So as an extrovert, I tend to say a lot of things before I think them through. And I think maybe Juliana is a person that thinks a lot more about what you're going to say before you say it. You analyze, you look up the situation, the context, before saying things. Am I right?
Yes. Do you read the book The Power of Introverts?
No.
This book is incredible, and she's a lawyer, and she's shows many introverts along the history, and they have success in their history. She's an introverted person, and she wrote this book about her whole history too.
You see, so
there is a TED speech with her about this topic.
oh, that's interesting. I'll take a look later. Awesome. So I guess that's it. Like introverts that can succeed. I think there are some roles where introverts are even more prepared, more fit for these roles than extroverted people. So yeah, I think introverted people can succeed as long as they learn how to balance. I think you have to make some concessions. There are situations where an introverted person has to speak and has to interact. And I also think that for extroverted people to learn when to shut up, when to be more introverted and think before acting and quieting down is also something very good. All right.
Yes, I think it's have a balance.
Oh, I try to. Yeah, this is important. All righty. Guys, that's gonna be it for today. Really happy you guys were here for us to talk. Ando messaged me here. He's having a huge connection problem. He's already contacted the people and everything to go fix his internet. So he's probably gonna be here next week to talk to you. Is there anything you guys would like to say, Juliana and Marcia, before we finish?
No, just to say thank you for you and the Wendell and the Marcio.
All righty.
For me, the
Right.
same. Thank you about this meeting, the great conversation. This complicated topic.
It can be, yes. All right. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I hope we can have more conversations like this. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Juliana. Remember to click the link on the feedback. It's somewhere here to this side or this side, I don't know, on the chat. And yeah, guys.
Yeah.